So I'm sitting in the school pickup line waiting to pick my stepson up, and I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about the enhanced or smart summon, whichever verbiage, sorry, Tesla decides to go with. I'm not sure at this point. Um, so you guys have seen I've used it pretty extensively. I've only actually documented about a quarter of my usage with the smart summon feature, and there's a lot of really, really, really good, and there is some really bad. So the really good is that it's extremely safe. It is not going to hit a person. It's I don't think would even hit a car. There are times when it was a little close for comfort to another vehicle, cutting through the parking spaces, but that is strictly because I'm new to the feature. So after some time with it and learning that it is, you can trust it, I think that apprehension would fade. Um, with that being said, another pro is, so not only is it safe, but it's a lot faster now than the first iteration. Um, I haven't yet gotten an official speed off of it, but I think it's going faster than the 6 miles per hour that the previous iterations were going. I think we started at it's like 2 or 3 miles an hour. It was really, really slow, and then we got up to, I think, 4, and then 6, and it seems to me like it's faster than 6 at this point in some cases, when it's not trying to, I guess, process the surroundings if there aren't barriers to account for. It seems like it's probably getting to around 7 to 8 miles an hour, which is good. I mean, that's, most parking lots I think have a 10 mile per hour speed limit, so 6 to 8 I think is fairly acceptable for an automated uh, pickup feature, if you will. So really quickly, let's talk about the bad though. So I commented in several of the videos that I've posted so far that Tesla has a great feature on its hands if they write in a part to this code where the car can recognize parking spaces and then map those as undrivable. So map it as a no-fly zone. Um, it's a very common rule of thumb for all drivers in all parking lots that you don't cut through parking spaces to navigate the parking lot. This is a safety concern, um, but it's also just illogical. One video that I will be posting, for example, the car it wanted to cut through spaces, and that's the way it pathed it on the app. It was gonna cut through spaces to get to me, but when it got to the spaces where it had mapped to cut through, there were cars, and so it had to look for the next available spot, and then there were cars, so I had to look for the next available spot. Instead of just mapping to come to me the way in my mind it would have come to me, it actually went a much longer route, and it's not logical. So once Tesla figures that out, and you can see in my very first enhancement video I posted, the car is coming to me down an aisle and it's doing great, and it gets to an empty parking spot, and immediately it wants to cut through there. So it turns toward the parking spot, and then it sees there's another car and there's a curb, so then it turns back out onto the aisle to come to me. So if Tesla could have the car map the parking lot, and I don't know if they can do it with the GPS satellite view or just with the cameras, and identify the parking spots and block those off, but it just, the way it works right now, cutting through parking spaces, it's not a feature I would want to use every single day. It's a feature that I would use. I'm not one of these people that say there's no use case for it, because I think there's a huge use case for it right now, even in its current state, but it's not something that I would use every day. If the parking spot issue was fixed and the car took the logical path, the same path a human would take, I would use this feature every single day. I have no concerns of it hitting a person, very little concern of it hitting a vehicle that's in motion. Um, if anything, I would be more apprehensive about other drivers hitting it. Um, but I have been thoroughly impressed, and I just wanted to share some quick thoughts. I'm trying to think of another negative, and one's not coming to mind. It seems like I had one more negative, um, but definitely the parking space issue, and then the obvious. So, and it's coming later, right? Stop sign recognition, and also um, ground marking recognition, because some parking lots they don't have signs; they have painted on the ground to stop at the intersections. So those things I'm sure are in the works. We know sign recognition's in the works, and I'm sure the ground marking recognition's in the works as well. And we'll get them at some point. They'll be ready, I'm sure. And until then, I'm not sure that this. I'm not sure that this iteration is going to be released to the public. I don't think it would be a safety issue if it were. I just don't think that it is maybe where they really want it to be, and they maybe even be in videos I watched of past iterations. The car didn't act the way it acts in this 2019.32.2.12. So maybe they're just testing a piece of it with this portion, and they'll combine them all for the public release, and you'll have a really nice packaged finished product. I'm not sure, but I don't think that this is going to be the version that is released to the public. I think they'll do a little more work to it. I don't have a guesstimation of a time frame. I don't think anybody can guesstimate when Tesla is going to release something. I don't even think Tesla can sometimes. They have really high ambitions, and they set really aggressive targets. And people tend to get frustrated when those targets are missed. But I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos. I hope Tesla doesn't get upset and yank me out of the program. I don't think they will, but they could, and that's their right. But I also think it's you guys' rights as owners to see where see where the development is at, because this is a feature that we've all been waiting on for a really long time. So just to be as cliche as possible, give me a thumbs up and a subscribe.